2 weeks ago, we decided to go to Iceland, and 10 days ago, we landed in Reykjavik. Our plan, hit the road and see as much of the country as possible. For this, we were going to need a camper van. After sifting through what felt like dozens of rental company websites, we landed at Cozy Campers. Cozy Campers is a family-run business, and their passion for their product was evident right from the homepage. It wasn't long before we were booked, and much to our surprise, we would end up being the very first people to test out the brand new automatic four-wheel drive model. This particular camper van was the 2019 Cozy 3 XL, and the setup was just as cozy as the name suggests. Traveling as just 2 adults, the space was perfect for driving, sleeping, and simply hanging out in the land of fire and ice. The front featured seating for 3, 2 adults and a small child, a USB outlet, a 12-volt power socket, and our Wi-Fi add-on. The main cabin, with its sleek design, held our couch by day and bed by night, which included pillows, a fitted sheet, and perfectly warm individual comforters. Also in this area was a refrigerator, sink, more USB outlets, another 12-volt socket, and cabinetry with all of the necessary kitchenware, including a portable stovetop. A simple pop-up counter only enhanced our dining experience. The trendy and adjustable LED lighting is worth a mention, as it really just made it the coolest camper on the road. There were a number of times when other visitors would come up to us just to take a peek inside. The enormous map was an especially big talking point, as other campers were able to tell us where they had been and actually point out spots to check out along our route. Aside from accommodating some new friends at times, renting the extra long camper van also gave us some added floor space, which we used to store our luggage and rented folding chairs. The trunk of the van featured the water pump system for the sink, which was a simple detach and unplug to refill water on the road, a small storage pocket, and as you saw, space for a few extra cost amenities like the folding table and barbecue. Not featured in this video but readily accessible was a spare tire, an emergency kit, and a fire extinguisher. The camper van design was incredibly well developed, and we could tell a great amount of detail went into making it perfectly comfortable and, more importantly, super efficient. Each time the camper van was driven, an internal battery was charged. That battery would be the source of our electricity and heat throughout the night, meaning there was no need to keep the engine running to stay warm in the chilly April weather. For a little bit of fresh air, however, one of my personal favorite features was the enormous sunroof. The number of nights I spent laying in bed staring up at shooting stars and the northern lights was simply beyond anything I could have hoped for. It's easy to consider a number of different ways to travel around Iceland, from homestays to hotels, expensive bus tours, or motorhome rentals. But for us, the camper van was the way to go. Compact enough to travel light, but rugged enough to trek through snow and pursue Iceland's infamous F-roads. The promise of flexibility was an undeniable selling point.
Hi! Oh, the other dog's here!
And the outward appreciation the company had for our patronage made our decision to go with Cozy Campers well worth it. In fact, the owner himself personally greeted us at the start of our trip and drove us to our hotel at the very end of our trip, curious to hear our reviews and welcoming any recommendations we might have had. Our Cozy Camper was our home for 8 days. It was truly a guide to Iceland and one of the most authentic experiences we could have hoped for.